Hello and welcome to the Five Things Podcast. My name is Shawn Martin. I'm joined by Alisha Pez. The initial minute or so of our conversation of this podcast was lost because my computer does funny things, but basically this is what you missed. We mentioned that we were about to finish Breaking Bad for this half of the season that's been airing this summer. We were 2 episodes away from the end. For some reason we mentioned that Alisha is a heavy sleeper. That comes up again later. And then we started talking about The Voice, and that's where we will join the conversation.
When I'm tweeting, by the way, I've been watching The Voice with like a multitude of devices in my hands.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
It's very absurd.
Well, see, I have my phone because that's the easiest way for me to receive push notifications from Twitter and stuff so I can see who's trying to talk to me. And then I have my Nexus. Thank you, honey, for buying me this for my birthday. Mm-hmm. I've been using this to take notes, which I actually didn't do during the first week, and now I feel like an idiot for actually using paper and pen because this is so stupid simple, and now I can just look at it on my computer because it's on my Google Drive.
Cool.
Yay! And my phone is awesome. We haven't really talked much about this, but you and I both now have a Galaxy S3.
Galaxy S3.
I don't like these names at this point. Samsung Galaxy S3. What does that mean?
I don't know. But I do love my phone so much.
Basically, I don't like iterations. Like I never liked that the next Xbox was called Xbox 360. I just wanted a new name.
Okay.
I just wanted Microsoft whatever. The S3 has been fairly awesome.
Fairly.
We have occasional problems that are always solved by the same thing, and that's clearing the cache for that application.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
Every time I end up searching the forums, it's like, try clearing the cache. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, well, there it is.
That worked. That
Fixed
did
it. I love my phone. I love Droid.
Why do you love Droid?
Well, I had the first smartphone. I had a BlackBerry, and that was just dumb. That was not a smartphone. It was, but it was terrible.
I don't think that actually is a smartphone.
It had like browsing and stuff. Was your Palm Pre a smartphone?
Yes.
And we got them at the same time. I'm pretty sure mine was.
I'm just wondering if there's a different definition. I don't know.
It could do all sorts of things. Maybe it was not a smartphone. It was a BlackBerry, and I hated it.
Do you remember the model? What it was called?
No, of course not. And then we each got HTC Droid Incredibles, and I loved that phone so much. It was like my favorite phone I've ever had still.
Okay, yeah, it was a smartphone because even PDAs count kind of as a smartphone.
Yes. Well, it was a dumb phone, regardless. So I had my BlackBerry, and I did not like it. It wasn't touchscreen, and it was because I wanted to have an actual keyboard, and I kind of still wish I did, but I like having a touchscreen too.
You want both.
I do. Anyway. And then...
You want a touchscreen with a slider.
Yeah. It's all good. I like the phone that we currently have. The Galaxy S3 is pretty super. I'm retarded at typing on it. I will say that.
Me too.
I'm not good
Me
at
too.
it. But
I will end up backspacing and retyping the same word like 3 times.
Yes.
And it keeps going like out. And I'm like, no, I want 4.
I want put. Anyway. But between my Droid Incredible and my Galaxy S3, I had a mishap. Based on the fact that I got a MacBook and I love it. And I was like, I love my MacBook, and I should get an iPhone so I can have an iLife and be happy.
This was like July, and I had already said on the podcast that I was going to get an iPhone 5.
Right.
I had decided,
yes,
the future of my cell phone
would be
entertainment
i5.
Is going to be iPhone 5.
And I was like, I don't really feel like waiting. I want a new phone, and I really would rather just get it now and have a 4 whatever. So I went to the store and I was like, I'm going to get an iPhone, and I got it so that it could be best friends with my MacBook. And I absolutely hated it. Hated it. I don't know how to describe. There were so many stupid things. I think the first thing that I was like, what? Wait. I am a snoozer on the alarm.
Right.
I snooze often and many times.
Yeah.
And I fall back asleep, as Shawn said, very quickly and very deeply. I'm just out like a light. And if my snooze is 9 minutes, which is what the auto setting is on an iPhone, there's no way to change it. It is just 9 minutes. That is way too long. I am like so hardcore asleep 9 minutes after my alarm goes off. It's awful. So I was just like, well, that's it. There's only one setting. So I had to set 2 alarms 5 minutes apart so that they could, so that I could have one go off.
This is exactly, remember that really old like Mac video where this guy is doing the Apple Change ad parody.
Yeah.
He says exactly that. You need to trick the computer into doing what you want it to do.
Right.
That's what you had to do.
So I tricked my iPhone into going off every 5 minutes by setting multiple alarms, which was kind of annoying because eventually then I would turn it off, but then my next one would still go off 5 minutes later. And Sean's asleep in bed and I'm in the bathroom and I come back to the bedroom and he's all, and I'm like, oh, my alarm's still going off because I didn't turn off the second one because I had to have a second one because iPhone doesn't have a less than 9-minute snooze. So anyway, that was the first turn off, but I was like, that's relatively minor.
I think it only took that for me to go, I understand why people jailbreak their phones.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as that happened, I was like, that is ridiculous. To compare, our alarm program, our default alarm program on the Galaxy S3 has 6 different intervals. And then beyond that,
you can tell it how many times do it.
I can grab it right now. Here, we got 5 different durations, 3, 5, 10, 15, 30, and then you can repeat it 1, 2, 3, 5, or 10 times.
Yeah.
So basically between all of those options, you can get just about anything you want.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I'm very careful about my slumbers, guys. Anyway, so that was one thing, and I was just like, that's annoying, but I guess it's not the worst thing that ever happened.
Right, you could get over it. You could get past that.
The next thing, like, I like to have a clear desktop in anything that I'm working on. My MacBook has like just a few things on the dock and absolutely nothing on the desktop. When I would have a PC, it would have nothing on it, like the 3 things I used and that's it. And my Droid phone had like my clock and a folder. I wanted a folder and it was just called like sociability and it had like messaging and Facebook.
Is that a word, sociability?
I made it up and it was all my things that I could use to talk to people and be social. And then it had one other thing on it, like the internet. So I could get to everything in one folder. And so I had 3 things. And on an iPhone, everything's there. There's just everything.
Everything is there.
Every single icon is there. And you can't get rid of them. You can't get rid of the icons. Like you have to, you have 11 different pages to use or something like that. And I had to make a folder of crap I don't want. I called it don't want. And it was just like on the farthest right page that I could get it, just as far away from everything, so I wouldn't have to see it all the time. Because like, why would I want a stocks app?
But you can't even put it on the furthest page.
You can't.
It keeps moving it to the closest empty page.
Right. You can't have empty pages between it and your last icon. So if you only use 2 pages,
you tried to exile it in Siberia, and it just kept popping back.
And it was just like back in
Petersburg.
page 3 every time, and I was like, well, that's dumb. So, I mean, I like the way Droid is set up where you have an apps button that takes you to all of them, and then your desktop, the like pages is a completely
separate thing.
You can put whatever you want on there. I also missed widgets.
Widgets are like a huge deal on Android.
Yeah, I like them. I like them very much.
I think you use them. I think you use them more efficiently than I do because you use more functions of your phone.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I just have a calculator widget. I don't have a calculator widget right now because there isn't one. There was on HTC, but Samsung doesn't have one that comes with it, so you have to get one. Anyway.
Wait, it really doesn't?
No, Samsung doesn't. You have to. HTC does. That's what I was jealous of on my mom's new phone. I was like, I just want a calculator widget.
What kind of phone does she have?
She has an HTC something.
Yeah, I know. Which one?
Amaze.
Amaze?
I think.
Is that a phone?
I think.
Okay.
I don't know. Pick a word. It's probably a phone.
There's got to be a free calculator app.
There's one that I don't really like, and then there's another one that has a widget that also adds pop-up icons. Remember I kept on complaining that I was having random icons added to my page and push notifications? It was from that calculator widget.
Oh.
So I got rid of it.
Were they like advertisements?
Yes.
Oh,
I thought I knew they were.
Yeah, some of them are ad-supported. They're free. But they're not.
It comes
free.
with push notifications and random additions to your desktop.
They're free, but they come with annoyances.
Yeah, so I got rid of it. Anyway, I can live without that. But the iPhone didn't have any widgets, and I was just like, I like being able to scroll to my third page, and there's a calendar.
Even the OS, like your computer has widgets. They're not called that, but you can switch to that other page,
right?
Where you can have all like a calculator and memos and like whatever you want on there.
But so yeah, I really missed having widgets. I didn't like the alarm. I didn't like having the way that you couldn't organize your desktop, like you just couldn't get rid of icons. I was like, why would I ever want stocks? Why do I want to, I don't want to have to see that.
Right.
I understand I have to have it on there and can't delete it, but I don't want to see it all the time.
It actually really bothered me when we first got our HTC Incredibles.
Yeah.
That there were apps I couldn't delete, and now I understand that is just a part of this system that we live in. But I was like, on this phone, it's constantly like,
tons.
Music Hub needs an update. And I'm like,
I don't
no,
ever use Music
it
Hub.
doesn't. I don't use that.
F that. Anyway, and I think the real kicker, the real thing that really made me annoyed was Shawn and I went to the beach.
Yeah, basically this entire thing happened while we were away on vacation.
Yes. I bought my phone, and then a week after I bought my phone, we went away. So a week after we went away, we were gone for 8 days. That is important. While we were gone, I am a reader. I read all the time. I love reading, so I have already gotten on my iPhone the Kindle app and the Nook app, so I can do whatever I want.
You've got libraries in both of them.
I do. And I wanted to buy a book. So I was in my Nook app, and I wanted to, like, go buy a book. And I was just like, Shawn, how on earth do I get to my store? And I
every
had him
time
look
she
at
asks
it.
me a question, I'm just like, I don't know, figure it out. Because
Shawn,
I have
help me.
no experience
Shawn,
with
help
this.
me.
And each time she asked me another question, it was just like a little tally in the back of my mind, like reasons to not get an iPhone 5.
Well, anyway, so I'm trying to buy books on my Nook app or my Kindle app, and you just can't. And there isn't even, apparently iPhone doesn't love in-app purchases. They're like, we want you to buy books through us. And
It
us
is an
only.
App Store restriction.
Yes.
That you cannot make in-store or in-app purchases in certain ways.
Yes. So I couldn't buy books on my Nook. On my old Android phone, you would just go to the store, which was inside the app, and then you would shop for a book, and then you would hit buy. And because you're already logged in on your account, it knows what to charge, and you're done. It just shows up in your library then because you bought it. And on the iPhone, you would have to be in the app, and then you'd have to leave the app. You'd have to open up Safari. Then you'd have to go to the website nookbooks.com. You'd have to find the book. You'd have to log into your account, make sure your billing information is correct. Then select the book you want, pay for it, close Safari, go back into Nookbooks, download the book, and then start reading.
Because you can't even from the app. There's no
link.
There's no link
No.
to send you to the place where you can buy the book.
No, you can't even search books. And that it works that way for the Kindle app and for the Nook app. And I was like, that is ridiculous. I hate it. So that day when I found out that I couldn't buy books and had to go this ridiculously roundabout way, I was just like, too many problems. I'm done. And I called and I was like, I need to return my phone. I hate it. And they were like, well, there's going to be a $35 restocking fee. And I was like, I will pay to return this phone. I don't care. And I was just like, fine. But I was like, I'm going to be on vacation for another few days. Well, how long do I have to return it? And they're like, only 14 days. You need to return it by Saturday. And I was like, well, we're only coming back Sunday. And then they were like, sure, maybe we can take it back. When you get back, just come in. And then I went through an entire giant, I'm going to call it a rigmarole.
Nice.
Thanks.
That word doesn't get used enough.
Exactly. With the people at the stupid Verizon store, I hate them. I don't like either of them anymore. They were just awful. And they said they would call me, and they never have. I'm assuming they probably have Galaxies in stock and didn't feel like calling me. Anyway, the way I could finally return it, because they wouldn't allow me to return it, even though I called within my 14 days and came on day 15. Seriously, day 15 I came in. They wouldn't let me return it. The only way I could finally get rid of it was by using my cousin's upgrade and selling her my iPhone at a loss of $100.
We have a family plan with the two of us and her cousin.
Yeah.
So she was up for an upgrade. She doesn't have enough money to, throw at a brand new phone anyway. Right. So we were able to be like, hey, here's a $100 iPhone. And as far as I know, she's
happy with it.
She
really
care.
Likes it.
All of her friends have an iLife, so she wants an iLife too.
Yeah. I thought I did.
We were all on HTC. Why do I keep pluralizing HTC instead of Incredible?
Oh no, we all had Incredibles. They were friends. Anyway, so finally I got the Galaxy S3, and she has my old iPhone, and everything's great. It was just a giant debacle, rigmarole, and I ended up losing money for it. But I'm glad I don't have the iPhone anymore, and that I have something I really do want.
And as she was going through all this, I realized that, well, it came out in the press that basically iOS was going to drop all support for Google apps. YouTube was going to be gone. Really Google Maps was going to be gone. Google Drive was going to, I don't think it wasn't. Google Drive never even made it to.
It did, but it doesn't work as well as the one on Google.
Right. Well, of course it doesn't. And when I read all that, like one of the primary reasons I wanted an iPhone 5 was for what I'm doing right now.
Right.
For like
YouTube.
all of my creation processes.
Yeah.
And without the direct link to YouTube, I was like, well,
why would I want it?
I clearly can't do it anymore. needed a different solution.
Right. And that was actually one of the other problems. I missed all of the awesome, amazing, free, keyword free Google apps. iPhone has way more paid apps, and I have no clue if they're of the same quality, but all the Google apps are really great. One of the things that I really wanted while we were on vacation was like the Sky Map, Google Sky.
Yeah.
Because we're on an island. There's great stargazing because you're off the coast. We were in the Outer Banks. And
you can't say it without that little like northeastern stuck up.
The snobbery?
The waspy.
Yes.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. So we were there, and there's great stargazing, so I wanted to be able to use Google Sky, and you have to find there's only a paid app on iPhone.
Right.
That works the same way. And it was like $12, and Google Sky works.
Was it really that much?
I don't know. I forget. It was dumb. Anyway, I was really disappointed. I was like, why don't they even have that? And so there just aren't as many good apps.
Google doesn't care.
Yeah.
Because
they just want you to have their phone, and now I have their phone.
Right.
So that was our iPhone trials. Get a Droid phone, kids. Do it up.
And when you went into the Verizon store, they even like tried to convince you didn't want an iPhone.
For half a second. For like half a second.
For half a second?
Yes. But apparently I also got the new sales guy, and he was not as into pushing Droid phones as the other two sales guys were. And they might have been able to convince me. I don't really know. But he let me buy an iPhone, and I hated it.
The major problem with the reason the days mattered so much was because within 14 days, they could get a refund from corporate, right?
Yes.
Yes. So if you had returned it within 14 days,
no matter what, it would have been fine.
They would have gotten their money back.
Mm-hmm.
In the first 30 days, they can still return it, but they were going to eat the price for it, or they were going to eat their commission.
I don't know. I just know that I think that independent retailers, which is what it wasn't like a corporate store, have a lot more leeway, and they are allowed to return up to 28 days later, and I think these guys were just dicking me around. So
I think they were going to get stuck with the phone, is what it was.
I don't. I really don't. When I talked, because I actually called Verizon itself, like my customer service, and she made it sound like they would take it back, no problem. They had 28 days. I mean, it was their decision whether or not they wanted to do it, because Verizon's policy is 28 days, but the independent retailer can make their own choice, and I think that they did, which was not to return it and to provide awful customer service. But whatever. Anyway, so there's a new iPhone coming out. Don't get that either.
Yeah, actually, as of the recording of this, iOS 6 came out today.
Yay.
So.
Oh, I had to update my computer.
You did?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I haven't been doing it for a while.
You probably. Do you ever check your updates?
No.
Every time I turn on your computer, it's like blinking at me two
or
three, and I'm like, Alicia.
It was an hour.
It
was an hour.
Seriously?
Yes.
I haven't used your computer in a very long time. For a while, I was using it.
I was actually really frustrated trying to use it today.
Why?
I can do the simplest things on there, like the things that I do routinely, but trying to do anything new is annoying. And I was just trying to help my mom do some picture things, and I had to download an app for it.
To be fair, helping your mom with anything on a computer
is
often frustrating.
It's the worst. I was just, she's trying to sell a horse. So it was easy enough to like...
Slight reminder that we live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, she's trying to sell a horse. And it was easy enough to like input the text and all the information about it, but to upload a photo, you're only allowed to upload one. So I was trying to put a collage photo.
Oh, okay.
And the only photo software on it is iPhoto, which doesn't have the ability to do collages, so I had to go into the App Store, download a collage app, use that, and then upload that photo, and it was a pain.
Okay.
But it wasn't awful. It was just because I just didn't really want to do it.
Yeah, I've got Photoshop.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Sorry. I don't have a Mac version. I can't help you.
Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Also,
it's not like I would
use
it. I don't know how to use it, and I wouldn't use it that often. I mean, This was a once in a while, and now I have Photo Collage Maker Lite, which was free.
Nice.
And I can put things together.
It's probably going to push notifications at you and tell you to.
She's selling her horse Winchester Colt. Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that name.
It's a gun.
No, I mean, I've heard the names of her horses.
It's Win. She just calls him Win.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I didn't know that was short for something.
Me neither.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
What are her other ones?
Do I have to?
Yes, you absolutely have to.
One of her horses is named Primetime.
Yeah.
One of them is, she calls it Kisses. I don't know what its full name is. And then she has Win, which is Winchester.
Apparently.
Winchester Colt. And Rusty, which I also don't know what his name is. Rusty's a fairly normal horse name. It's like a cowboy horse name.
I thought there was a longer name one. She had one. Was there one she got rid of?
Maybe Marimano. She's Mara.
No, I thought there was one that was like a short phrase.
I think there probably was. She's had a few horses. Whatever.
Yeah. People have horses around here. I work with a girl who has horses. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's Amish people.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, there are also plenty of people who keep horses that are for shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Like your mom.
Like my mom.
People do that.
Yep. My grandma always had a horse. I don't think
anyone in my family.
My grandma had a horse named Beretta. That is also a gun.
Yeah.
Huh,
yeah,
interesting.
It's also a Rush song.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think it was named after the Rush song, would be my guess. I can't imagine horse people being into
I think it's
Rush.
actually Red Beretta, but whatever. Actually, I think it's about a car.
Is it a car?
Is a Beretta a car?
Fans, tell us.
Isn't Beretta what they talk about in Party Down?
I don't know.
He had a gun.
Yes.
Okay, I don't... yeah, there it is. It's totally a car.
It's like a little sporty 80s car.
Yeah, it's
so the Rush song's about
Chevy
the car.
car.
Is it a gun?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a gun. It was definitely a gun in Party Down.
Beretta gun.
There we go.
Oh, it's totally a company. Beretta.
Oh. Good to know.
But he wasn't named Beretta because of the gun. Something about, I don't know. It's really funny.
Somebody should watch Party Down.
Martin Starr is the one who is complaining that they're misinterpreting his name.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway. So my mom has horses. I had tried to help her sell a horse today. It was a trial.
I texted you at some point and I was like, hey, I thought this was going to be like an hour and a half. And you were like, stop texting me. You're making it take longer.
I sent you a text message that was just 5 exclamation points to show my anger for a moment.
I actually didn't. I misinterpreted that. I thought that was like a surprised reaction.
No, it was stop, 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 stop. Except I skipped the stops part and just gave you the exclamation points. And then I sent you... What did I say?
Texting me will make it no faster. I don't know.
I think you sent me like 4 messages in a row. Also,
I sent 2.
Whatever. I think part of the issue was that my dad sent me a text message of him, which is unusual in itself.
Of him?
Yes. It was a picture of him saying, I didn't realize I looked like Mr. Rogers, and it's him in this cardigan with this tie. My dad he's like a doctor. So he looks pretty nice. He has a tie and a collared shirt and a cardigan sweater buttoned down. So he sends me a picture of him like that. And I was just like, oh, you look great. And I did not realize that it was a group message. So for the next half an hour, I got delayed responses from all of the other friends that he sent that message to.
That is awful.
So I was getting texts for like half an hour from complete strangers saying, haha, great to know you. And, oh, you look pretty great. And just annoying things from Poppy's older friends. And then you texted me and I was just like, stop it. I don't want to get any more messages right now. Leave me alone.
Yeah, we have a friend, Tom, who might actually be listening to this.
Hello, Tom.
It seems like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the same phone that he used to have, but he's always had really weird phone things. Whenever he used to text us, it would like double the message. I would get it twice.
But it would also say like sent on by T.
Yes,
or
it would
something like
include
that.
like footer information that you'd think you wouldn't actually see. He texted me like a month or 2 ago to let us know that there was a fire in the neighborhood where we used to live, where I used to record 5 things. And he texted it to me something like, whoa, crazy, there was a fire in the neighborhood, whatever.
And now it's called Kensington Place.
Yeah, and I responded to it just something like, whoa, that's nuts. And apparently, somehow, he had made that a group text. So somehow, all the people who didn't have my phone number, when they responded to him, it got sent to me as well.
Yes.
And I responded to him like, why am I getting texts from people that you texted? And he was like, I don't know.
Yep, well, that's what my dad did.
I don't understand how that happens.
I don't know. I got a million texts. I got 5 different texts from, I'm assuming they were all lady friends of my dad's. Poppy has a lot of ladies. Anyway, got like 5 texts today. Just annoying stuff. I know we didn't do it on purpose, maliciously, even if I felt like it was malicious.
I don't think your dad could know how to use technology to do something like that.
No.
Not if he wanted to.
I'm surprised he took a picture of himself on his phone.
Yeah, that's a step up.
It is. It truly is. Oh, Poppy. He should be the subject of every podcast.
So Alisha calls her dad Poppy.
Yeah, we're Spanish. We're Puerto Rican. That's what we do.
Because he's Puerto Rican.
We are. Are you saying I'm not Puerto Rican? He just said I'm not Puerto Rican.
I bet people who have only seen you and never like gotten any kind of indication of your heritage or your last name would ever guess that you were Puerto Rican.
But I am. You can't deny it.
I'm not denying it.
You're denying it.
I'm absolutely not. You're just very white.
Well, so is my dad. Oh, Shawn doesn't think my dad's white. I think he is.
Of course he's white.
You're like, your dad is like darkish complexion. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. One time you said that to me. It happened.
Did I?
Yes.
I don't call my dad Poppy. My dad's dad. Actually,
yeah.
Sometimes I used to call my dad Dadu because of the Animaniacs. Did you watch that?
I watched it. I don't remember that.
They used to call the doctor who always wanted to get rid of them. The really stupid Animaniac would say, "Can we call you Dadu?" Mm-hmm. And I don't know why.
So you called your dad Dadu?
So I called my dad Dadu.
Oh.
And he said yes, that I could call him that.
Oh. My dad, I always called him Poppy, like forever and always. I've never called him
The weirdest
Daddy.
part of you and your brothers calling him Poppy is everyone calls him Poppy. Like all
my
of your
dad's
friends.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
I call him Poppy, but I mean it makes a little more sense because I'm
Right.
married to you. But yeah, all
Everybody
Adam's
calls him
friends
Poppy.
call him Poppy.
Well, I think it's because to them it doesn't mean dad. It's just my dad's name.
It's just his name.
Right. Because, I mean, everybody calls their dad Dad.
They don't call him Mr. Perez.
Right. Exactly.
Dr. Perez.
Yeah, that's way too formal. Or Ruben. His name is Ruben. Anyway. Yeah, I've never called my dad Dad. That would be weird. But I do talk about him like my dad. It's not like I call him my Poppy.
Yeah, you do say my dad.
My dad. But I've never called him Dad or Daddy. I call him Poppy. Occasionally, he used to get really mad because when I was like a teenager, I used to start calling him, "Hey, Papa." Hated it. Because,
Papa?
Yeah, because of like Poppy to Papa. Like it was just like dad to daddy. Like it was just like a transition.
Right.
He's like, that means grandfather, Alicia. That is your grandfather. Because that's what I call my Papa Ruben. Like that is, I guess, in Spanish households more the elderly. Your Poppy
Right.
and Papa. Papa.
That makes sense.
Yeah. He did not like that at all. I had to stop.
Okay, so do you want to go finish Breaking Bad now?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, we're so out of here.
Yeah. Peace.
Recording level, Shawn level.
Recording level, Alicia level. Recording level, Alicia level.
You're a robot.